Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope today is finding you all well, considering everything that's going on in the world today. I know it's a bit unsettling with this virus and all of the craziness that's going on out there. But I truly hope you are all doing well, and I send you my love and my prayers. And with that being said, today I am going to be bringing you all my spring 2020 houseplant tour. And I'm going to begin with the living room and the bedroom. I only have a couple in there. So, okay, with that being said, let's jump on into the video. Okay, so we are going to begin with this plant here, and this one is my Synapsis Pictus Argyrius. And this one sits about 12 feet away from my east-facing window. I've had this one for probably, I'd say probably maybe a little bit over a year, and I repotted it back towards the end of fall. And since then, it has gotten a few yellowing leaves and a couple of brown tips, but I think it's just kind of, I don't know, settling into this pot, I'm hoping. It's doing well. I did have it in my east-facing window not long ago, but it seemed to be getting a little sun-stressed. The leaves started really fading. So I decided to move it back from the window by about 12 feet, and it seems to be doing okay, so. And this one is my Synapsis Pictus Argyrius. And if we move over to the east-facing window, sorry guys if it's a little backlit, not the best lighting today, but this plant here is my snake plant, my Sansevieria. And I believe this one is the Laurentii. And I've had this guy for probably, I'd say, a couple of years, 2-3 years. And it's doing well. These guys are super easy to take care of. They really don't require too much, very little water, and you can keep it in a lower light situation if need be. So they're really great growers. Down here is my Ficus elastica Taniki, and this guy is putting on lots of new growth. Love this plant, super, super pretty. And if we move up here, this is my Hoya carnosa compacta, my Hindu rope, and this one is also doing well. Love this plant, I have a couple of them. And if you hear the beeping in the background, that is my husband. So I am going to shut this off for a minute and I will be back to continue. Okay guys, so we left off with the Hoya carnosa compacta. This is one of the Hoya compactas that I have. I have, I think 2 or 3 others. This is one of my favorite plants, one of my favorite Hoyas. I never have any problems with the Hoya compactas. They grow really well for me. Okay, so if we move down here, this is my White Bird of Paradise. And I've been meaning to repot this guy. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But it definitely needs to be repotted. Beautiful plants. And that's the White Bird of Paradise. And if we come down here, this is one of my Thanksgiving cacti, the Schlumbergera truncatas. And this one I want to say is a white one and a pink one in there as well. This plant here is my Purple Passion, also another one of my favorite plants. This one grows very well for me, as long as I provide it with the right conditions. They don't like to sit in soggy soil and they don't like to be too dry either. So once you get the watering down, they're a pretty easy plant to take care of, but definitely sensitive to overwatering or underwatering. This plant also gets plenty of sunshine as well, or at least an indirect bright light. All of these plants here do sit in an east-facing window. Okay, so this plant back here is my burgundy ficus elastica. Super, super pretty plant. I've always said that, you know, these guys are so beautiful and the foliage just looks so perfect that they almost look fake. And this one is the burgundy ficus elastica. Super pretty. And this plant here is my moonshine sansevieria. These guys seem to be a little bit on the slower growing side, but I do love when the new leaves come in because they're quite a bit lighter than the older mature leaves. They're kind of like a seafoam green when they come in, and then as they harden off, they do get a little bit darker in color. And that is the moonshine sansevieria. This guy here, sorry for the lighting guys, it's starting to get a little bit later in the afternoon. Let's see here, does that help? Maybe a little bit. This guy here is my ficus lyrata, my fiddle leaf fig. And this guy is growing so well. It's getting so big. I actually need to get another stake. This one is a little bit too short. I want to see if I can find like a bamboo stake, one that's a little bit longer, so that I can prop that top up a little bit. So hopefully I'll be able to find one of those here soon. Hopefully you guys are able to see. Lighting situation is definitely not the greatest. So that is the fiddle leaf fig. And this guy I've had for probably a little over 3 years. Love it. If we come back up here, this is my philodendron Brazil. This guy, I also love this guy so much. Such a great grower, never any problems. Love the variegation with the darker colored leaves and then the neon in those leaves as well. So pretty. Love it. That's the philodendron Brazil. And if we move down here, I just have a couple of true Christmas cacti. Each one of these are different. All of my pots of Christmas cacti are different, but I have not seen these ones bloom yet. Kind of looks like, is this one okay? Oh, it looks like I might have broken a stem. Looks like that might be broken. And this variety here, the leaves seem to come in a little bit smaller, so I'm really not quite sure of the specific variety of this one. But the true Christmas cacti, they're called Schlumbergera buckleyi. But I'm not quite sure of this one here because the clades, the phylloclades, are definitely a lot smaller than my other varieties. And I can't wait to get this one to bloom. It did not bloom this year, hopefully next year. And then this one here is also a buckleyi, a true Christmas cactus. So this is my little setup here, my east-facing window. And if we come over here, this is just another true Christmas cactus. This one is actually a pink blooming, and it has a little bit of an orange cast to the blooms as well. Super pretty. And up here is my lemon lime Maranta, my Maranta leucanura. And this guy is doing well. It's especially enjoying these lights from this lamp. If you recall one of my older videos, I purchased this lamp just to give some supplemental lighting to some of my plants, and this prayer plant seems to enjoy it. So that is the Maranta leucanura lemon lime. Over here I have a ZZ plant, just the green variety. Zamiococcus zamiifolia, I believe. And this one, oh, I think I've had this one for probably about maybe 2.5 years, 2 years or so. Hasn't been really a super fast grower for me, but it's healthy and I do love it. This is new. So yeah, this is another plant that really doesn't require too much. Another one that you don't have to water very often, and it can also tolerate a little bit lower of a light situation as well. And if we come over to the other side of my living room, I have a variegated spider plant. Quite a few babies that it has recently put out. So that's my variegated spider. And if we come over here, this is my Hoya carnosa crimson princess. This one, it seems to be a little bit different than the one I have in my sun porch. When the new leaves come in on this guy, they are a darker pink, absolutely gorgeous. Now when the leaves come in on my other princess in my sunroom, the pink is not as dark. It's more of a lighter pale pink. So I'm not sure whether the variety is different. I remember when I purchased this guy, I think it was from Hertz Gardens. And I want to say that it was listed as an exotica, but I'm not sure if that is different than the Crimson Princess or if it is actually the same. So yeah, definitely a super pretty Hoya. And these guys, the Hoya carnosa Crimson Princesses, are actually a little more readily available than a lot of the other Hoyas. So that is the Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess, and as you can see, we have lots of new leaves coming in on this one as well. Right here I have my Alocasia African Mask, my poly, and this one is starting to put on some new growth. I think I've seen, yeah, you see here, there is a new leaf coming in right there, and then one of these leaves is newer. Okay, it's this one right here. This one is the newest leaf. So that one is finally waking up. Again, sorry about the backlight, guys. Okay, let's see here. We can move around into here. This is my Philodendron Prince of Orange, if you can see that. That's doing well. Starting to put on some new leaves. And let me see here. This one here is a Thanksgiving cacti, Schlumbergera truncata. This one is an orange one. Actually, the color is it's called salmon. And it is basically, the blooms are basically the color of the terracotta. So it is a true orange color. Very pretty. Over here is my Monstera Deliciosa. Starting to put on lots more growth. And the leaves are getting larger for sure. And when they're coming in with more fenestrations. We have a new leaf coming in there. Love this guy. And if we move down to the second shelf, this is another one of my Hoya carnosa compactas, Hindu rope. And this one also has a little cutting, a little segment of a variegated Hoya carnosa compacta with the variegation on the outside, and that is just one little piece. So this is just another one of my Hoya carnosa compactas. Love these guys. One of my absolute favorites. You can see that new growth there. Gorgeous, how pretty. Back there is my Peperomia prostrata, my string of turtles, doing its thing over there. This one here is a cutting of a, what is it, a lemon lime philodendron. The one stem has died off, it looks like, and the other one does not look well, so not sure if I'm gonna be able to save that one. Right here is a silver ripple peperomia. This one also is not doing the greatest, but I'm holding out hope. The one leaf back there looks like it's dying, so the only one left is this one here, so cross your fingers. And that is the silver ripple peperomia. This guy here is my Monstera Adansonii. I've had this one for probably maybe a little over a year now. Love this guy. It's doing really well. I've actually cut a couple of the vines back on this one and let them propagate and root, and then I've placed them back into the pot to make the pot fuller. So yeah, it's doing very well. This guy on the right here is my Calathea ornata. This one ended up getting spider mites several months back and lost most of its leaves. So basically now I am just spraying it down every 1 week or 2 weeks and hoping for the best and hoping to see some new growth here soon. So that's the Calathea ornata. In the front here is my Hoya carnosa Crimson Queen. Doing well. Love this Hoya as well. Hoyas are my favorite, guys. Love them. I want to collect them all. So that is the Crimson Queen. On the third shelf, these are all Thanksgiving cacti. The one in the back there, if you can see it, that one is a purple blooming. The one to the right is, it's basically the same color, but this one has more white to the blooms. I would say it's more on the fuchsia side as far as color, like a darker pink, whereas this one over here is purple. The one in the back there is a red blooming, but there's no blooms on it currently. This one here is a red blooming, but this one has a little bit darker of blooms than the one in the back. This one here is a little bit more of a rare, from what I have heard. This one is a yellow blooming Thanksgiving cactus. I do have the peach as well. The peach one is in my sunroom. So I'll show you that in the second half of my tour. This one over here is also a Thanksgiving cacti. It has not bloomed yet. It does have one little bloom here, right there, but this one actually has different colors. I'm really not quite sure. I know it has several because every time I have cuttings, I just kind of plop them into this planter here. It's kind of a catch-all. So hopefully next year I'll be able to put this someplace, probably in my basement, so that I can really encourage the blooms. I'm curious to see what's all in this one. And if we move down to the bottom shelf, that is a white blooming Thanksgiving cactus. I have just your typical aloe. And then this one here is a pink blooming. This one is kind of like a bubblegum pink. So this is my rack, what it looks like. And if we take a look back here, this back here is another one of my snake plants. This one is the Xylanica, I believe. I'm doing well. And this one kind of sits back a little bit so it doesn't get a whole lot of light. I would say it's probably more in a lower light situation, but they don't require a lot of light. And it's doing well. It's got some new babies in there. And if we come over here, again, another Thanksgiving cactus, and this one is also red blooming. This one I've had for, geez, I want to say 7 years or so. And if we come over here, this is a south-facing window. I have the shades closed for now, but this is my neon pothos. And a golden pothos. And then I have my marble queen pothos. And all three of these are doing super well. Love them. Such an awesome plant. Great for beginners. Okay, I'm gonna finish off the tour with just the couple of plants that I have in my bedroom. Okay, I only have 5 plants in my bedroom. And this here is a west-facing window. I have a fairly small bedroom, so I don't have a ton of plants in here. But the one on the left over here is a starfish sansevieria. Second shelf is a Sansevieria samurai and another ZZ plant. And then I have a golden pothos. I did have, over in this right-hand corner, I had a snake plant, but I've moved that. I don't know, I just don't feel like fighting to get in over on that side to water it. So I put that one in the back room for now. And so I currently have just these ones here. And if we move over this way, this is a north-facing window. Over here on my dresser, I have a red-veined Maranta, a Maranta leucanura. And it's doing okay. I've propagated from this one a couple of different times, and I kind of just let them root out, and then I plant them back into the planter to make it fuller. So this one is doing okay. Okay guys, that is it for the tour of my living room and my bedroom. And I will finish up the tour probably in, another day or so. And I will follow up with what is in my kitchen and in my sun porch. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.